Hey guys, it's Billy Mack and welcome back to my garage. So, in the last episode you saw, is it an episode or just something that you put on the internet? Anyway, in the last thing that I put up on the internet, you saw the car's suspension going back in. And as you can see, I moved the car, pushed it sideways so I could get onto these. So I'm doing one door at a time. And what I'm going to do is I was planning on doing a manual, keeping the doors power window up and down and removing everything else, the power locks and whatnot. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run manual wind up windows. I know there's no weight savings really, only a few pounds, but it's just gonna make everything a lot easier. I don't want wires everywhere in this car. And I would sooner fill all the holes where any of the wires are going in to the door, like this one. And basically make some kind of a plate to go over the whole door, unless I can find a nice door panel. So I have to get to that point to fill those holes and cut everything out. And to get there, what I have to do first is clean up this door. It has been away for a little bit, but I want to get these doors mounted. I want to get the car pushed far over in the corner. I'm going to pull out the engine, and I got head studs and a few other little things, new head gaskets. I'm going to run those on the engine since we are going to make a little bit more power than expected, and get the engine all ready to go in. And I'd like to have that done within the next couple weeks or so. I still don't have a converter for the transmission, so I have to get that. And what else? My shifter, it's been 11 weeks since we ordered the shifter. Hopefully it shows up soon. I'm waiting for an update from the manufacturer, but as of right now, there's nothing. So the idea is to have this car ready within 3 months, because there is a local car show pending COVID. So I need to get at least it moving and looking right. Worst case scenario, I'll tow it over, we'll push it into the show and go from there. But as for today, what we're gonna do, get on that door. Let's do it. Okay, so the bottom is, I just wiped it down a little bit and cleaning up any of the spots where it was showing a little bit of rust. Here, it's a little bit pitted, but the rest was mostly just sitting on the surface. Could have been because the store was sitting outside for a bit. Clean the rust off the hinges. And so what I'm gonna do now is kind of tidy everything up here. I think I'm gonna remove all the wiring. I'm just gonna give her. I'm not gonna use the locking mechanism or the power mirror anymore, so I'm just gonna remove all that, clean it up, and then we'll get to cleaning up this side of the door. I will throw some rust inhibitor spray on here, and then probably get to scuffing and priming this section. So I'm gonna take off the tag. As you can see, built March 1989, would have been 9 years old. Pretty cool. I was going to try to save this, but it's just, I don't think I can get it off. It's pretty messed up, so we'll just peel her off. If we need to make a new one, I can get one made. All right, so the doors flip back over. I think I'm going to take everything out of the inside of it. Well, here goes nothing. Wish me luck. Okay, as you can see, I peeled off the molding. This section I took the eraser wheel to. Still have to take the eraser wheel to that one. The molding had a few little marks in it. I was gonna try to save it, but upon closer inspection, it looked like crap. So I'm gonna eraser wheel this and then start peeling everything off and getting a good scuff. All right, so the hinges are cleaned up. If you remember, this was cracked in half, and this tab piece here that kind of goes along that rolling ball was broke. So I welded it up and cleaned it off. So I'm gonna scuff these ones down, scuff down this side. We'll flip over the door again and get to disassembly of the belt molding and mirror and all that stuff, and get the bottom side all painted up. All right, so the door is all scuffed, cleaned off. So what I'm gonna do now is any of the bare metal spots, I'm just gonna coat them with a metal etch and a rust inhibitor and let that tack up and dry. Then we're gonna come back, do a little bit of masking and hit it with some primer. Okay, primed, painted. Now I'm gonna toss on the clear and then the back side of the door is done. I gotta get to the clear now. All right, so the door is flipped over, painted on the side. I got the lock, the latch and everything out. Over here sprayed as well. So now what I'm going to do is get this all scuffed down. I'm probably gonna remove a little bit of everything because this door was painted and I'm not sure exactly what type of paint they use, and I wanna make sure that it sticks for a long time. Little bit of corrosion right here, nothing too serious, and a little bit right there. So I will, no, that's not too bad. I will clean all that up and prep it well. We do have one dent right there on that line, as you can see it. So we'll get that all filled and blocked. But for the most part, they are in pretty good shape. All right, so it's the next day. And as you can see, I got myself some tires. Got to mount some wheels today and get them back and throw them on the car. Got a busy couple days with real estate, so not much work I can do to the rest of the door today. Yeah, what I need to do is I have to pick up trim paint that I ordered to do the black strip around the upper part of the door. Body worked the outside of the door, and then we should be good to go to spray it and then mount it back on the car for now. So anyway, guys, for me it's gonna take a little while, but for you guys it's pretty quick. So here we go. Okay, so we're back at the door. I just got it sanded down. I gotta take my Scotch-Brite and do the cracks and crevices. And then we're gonna get a little bit of fill right here. There's a little bit of a low spot. Other than that, the door seems to be pretty good. But I will put on enough primer that I can block it and have no issues. But as you can see, it is pretty straight. Oh, and I guess you noticed, tires are on. And that's the wheel that I went with. And back here. So, pretty aggressive. Fits just right as far as I'm concerned. There is some movement. We got at least 2 inches of drop to go on the coils. So they're gonna make a nice little street tire. Nothing too crazy fancy, but definitely what I need, to cruise around town. Okay, so since everything's sanded, I have a couple spots. There's a little ding here, a little ding here, and a little ding here, and a little ding here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a light little fill over top of these little, they're not really dings, they're little low spots. Okay, so I got a skim of fill on here, and here. That's really probably all that it's gonna require. I'll get that out with a nice long block and scuff it down to make sure it's nice and smooth. Then I will go over everything again with the wax and grease remover, and we'll probably hit it with the primer. Okay, so as you can see, it's all primed up and ready to go. I'm gonna get my a little bit of black paint just to give it a little bit of a guide coat, and then start hitting it with the long block. Get it as flat as I can. There is a couple spots that I am gonna have to have some fill. Right here, there's a little ding that I did not notice. And yeah, so let's get the blocking. So before I block, I'm just gonna show you guys. I just, a very light coat of, a darker paint. So when we are blocking, we can see the high and low spots. So I'm just gonna let this dry up for a bit, and I'll get my sandpaper and block ready, and you guys can follow along. Okay, there you go. So you can see that it's blocked. There's a couple of low spots. One here where I thought, little one here as well. One there, and I think there, yeah, one right here. So those are spots that I missed, and I tried to block them out. As you can see, I hit a few, I oversanded a little bit here, but that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. These are not necessarily high spots. They're just where I worked a little bit extra. So what I'm gonna do now, go get a little bit more fill and do a light skim across these low spots, block them out, and then I'll have to reprime those areas. All right, so a couple nice light coats. Well, not a couple of coats. A light coat of some body film. So there you have it. That's all the spray can primer I had, and I didn't want to mix up some more primer. So a couple little spots where it burned through. I have some etching primer, what needs to go on before the paint. So I'll wipe this down, clean up this whole area, and yeah, get to spraying it. Okay, so it's spraying time, guys, and I'm just showing you guys the gun that I use. This here gun is a Techna Pro Light. When I was painting at a body shop, I used to run only SATA products. I do have a SATA gun over there. It's missing a couple parts. A really nice gun, actually. But this one here is perfect for what I'm doing here. Multiple tips. I can change the tip from a 1.4 to a 1.2 to whatever I need to actually spray the pigment and then the clear coat. So I had a little bit of paint mixed up. So I'm going to put a little tack coat down on top of this after I tack cloth it, and then we'll get to spraying some color. So after everything's wiped down with wax and grease remover, we take these here cheesecloths. They're a little bit sticky in them. This one's got honey in it and a little bit of an anti-static formula. So I like to straighten it out, make sure it's, tidied up a bit. I use this to do the back of the door, so I will reuse it again for the front of the door. And you're basically just gonna wipe it down. I did hit it with the etch primer. So there is a little bit of a rough texture from overspray from that, but anytime you're spraying base coat down, you want to make sure that there is zero metal exposed, especially if you're spraying a waterborne paint, which this is not. I'm spraying solvent because unfortunately I'm spraying in a garage and the airflow is not very strong here. So now that that's tacked off, I'm gonna go throw my mask on and get a good base coat, sealer coat down, because there is, different colors here. You want it to be uniform color. So I'm gonna go do that right now. I got the first little kind of a, whatever I had left in the container coat on. I'm going to hit it again with a tack rag, and then we're gonna put the first actual coat on. So here we are the next day, and as you can see, this looks like dog crap. Reason being, I had two containers that looked the same. I didn't check them. I mixed my hardener in with my base coat, and it was from the wrong manufacturer.
You idiot.
You idiot.
So, as you can see, still tacky, and this is the next day. So what does that mean? Well, that means I am going to leave this video at that. We're gonna have to add this crap to the next video. You can see what it's like when it's painted, but you kind of seen the process to get it this far. I gotta wait for it to fully cure, sand it all down, and paint it again. So for us, the plan is to go away here for Christmas holidays. We might have some good content for you guys. But for now, like and subscribe. Please follow. Please do whatever you have to do. But I'm Billy Mack, and welcome to my garage.